afternoon. Here is the news at 4. First, the highlights. Lagos State government to drive year-round tourism agenda beyond dirty December. Federal government launches $500 million SPIN project to boost irrigation, hydropower, food security nationwide. On the foreign scene, President Trump declares total reset in U.S.-China trade relations. And in sports, Nigeria Football Federation tasks Flying Eagles on reaching under 20 AFCON semi-final. And now the details. I am Akan Usen. Lagos State Commissioner for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Toke Benson Awoyinka, has reaffirmed the state government's commitment to building a sustainable all-year-round tourism ecosystem that transcends the popular Dirty December festivities. She made this known at the first National Tourism Summit, convened by the Federal Ministry of Arts, Culture, Tourism and Creative Economy, in partnership with Cocoa Beach Hotels and Resorts, and supported by the Lagos State Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture. Benson Awoyinka, who stated that the ministry is actively raising awareness of Lagos's vast tourism potential, both locally and internationally, said the administration of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has deliberately positioned tourism as a key pillar of the Themes Plus developmental agenda. She also mentioned upcoming activities, including the E1 speedboat racing event on the 5 Cowries Creek in October, and a series of art, fashion, film, theatre festivals and tech exhibitions starting from September as part of efforts to transform Lagos into a city of festivals. Benson Awoyinka assured stakeholders of the government's continued support through improved security, infrastructure and traffic management, particularly during peak tourism periods. Delivering the keynote address, former Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, emphasized the critical role of infrastructure in driving tourism development. Fashola also highlighted the untapped economic potential within Lagos tourism, stressing that tourists could comfortably stay at the beach if essential amenities are made available. Lagos State Government, through the Office of the Secretary to the State Government, has continued its series of stakeholder engagement meetings aimed at promoting awareness and participation in the ongoing 89 regular recruit intake exercise of the Nigerian Army. The latest sessions were held in Ikorodu and Surulere local government areas. Speaking during the sensitization visit to both locations, the Secretary to the State Government, Bimbola Saluhundeyin, said the initiative seeks to align with the federal government's directive for all states to contribute to the country's military strength. Saluhundeyin, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary, Cabinet Office, Kehinde Farouk, emphasized that eligible participants must be between 18 and 26 and of Lagos State origin, urging communities and local leaders to actively support the drive. While highlighting the numerous benefits of a career in the Nigerian Army, she said the sensitization is not just about recruitment, but about preparing young men and women to serve with integrity and excellence, and a call for communities to support and uphold the values that the Army represents. Responding, Chairman Ikorodu Local Government, Wasiu Additional, praised Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu for his inclusive governance style, commending his efforts to ensure no one is left behind in empowerment initiatives. He encouraged residents to seize the opportunity and urged parents to motivate their children to apply for the recruitment. Also, the Vice Chairman of Surulere Local Government, Adewale Dosumu, lauded the governor's proactive leadership and emphasized that engaging the youth meaningfully will accelerate development across the state. In a bid to reduce unemployment, the Lagos State Cooperative College, Las Coco, is set to graduate 153 students to become self-reliant. Provost of the college, Akorede Ojomu, who made this known at a pre-convocation news conference, explained that the second convocation of the college will award students diploma in microfinance and enterprise development, cooperative economics and management, professional diploma in economics and management. Ojomu stated that the development is positioned to contribute significantly to the state's manpower development and socio-economic transformation in alignment with the Themes Plus agenda. He hinted that Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu will unveil a new academic building to accommodate the increasing number of students during the 3-day ceremony, which will be held next week. The provost reiterated the commitment of the college to resilience, determination, and unwavering academic excellence. And now to the rest of the stories. The federal government has officially inaugurated the Project Steering Committee for the Sustainable Power and Irrigation for Nigeria SPIN project, a $500 million initiative aimed at overhauling the country's irrigation and hydropower infrastructure to improve food and water security. Speaking at the committee's inaugural meeting in Abuja, Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation Joseph Utsef stated that the SPIN project is in line with President Bola Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda. He said the project will integrate water resources management, expand irrigation development, and boost hydropower generation across 17 eligible states. Utsef explained that SPIN is a collaborative effort between the Federal Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation and the World Bank, which builds on the achievements of the soon-to-be concluded Transforming Irrigation Management in Nigeria project. He stated that it has successfully rehabilitated over 32,000 hectares of irrigation infrastructure and strengthened rural water user associations. Utsef added that this is a strategic step forward in actualizing the national targets of irrigating 500,000 hectares of farmland, generating 30 gigawatts of sustainable power, and restoring resilience against floods, droughts, and climate change. Abia State Governor Alex Otte has granted automatic employment to the 19 best performing graduates of the digital training program organized by the state government and the 17 local government mayors in conjunction with Learn Factory Nigeria. Governor Otte announced the automatic employment during the graduation ceremony of the Abia Tech Rise ICT training program held at the JAAC Building Secretariat, Umahia. He directed the State Head of Service, Benson Ojekere, to prepare the necessary document for the 19 best performing graduates for approval and ensure that they commence work on Monday, May 12. The governor expressed his administration's commitment to empowering people with 21st century viable skills. And now to foreign news. United States President Donald Trump says there has been a total reset in the U.S.-China trade relations following the first day of talks between American and Chinese officials in Switzerland. President Trump, via social media, described the talks as being very good and said change had been negotiated in a friendly but constructive manner. An escalating trade war between Washington and Beijing has seen the U.S. president hit Chinese imports to the U.S. with tariffs of 145%. China retaliated with levies of 125% on some U.S. goods. Following months of back and forths, the two countries are meeting in Geneva for the first time since Trump hit China with tariffs at the start of the year. And away from all that, now sports. The Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, has charged the Flying Eagles to beat Senegal in their quarter-final tie at the 2025 Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations. Secretary General of the NFF, Mohamed Sanusi, who visited the players and officials of the team at their training ground in Ismaila on Saturday, said it is important for the team to earn a berth at the 2025 FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Chile. Sanusi told the players the World Cup ticket is crucial for the country, hence they put in their best to ensure Nigeria secures the World Cup ticket by reaching the semi-final. Monday's encounter will hold at the Suez Canal Stadium, Ismaila, and will kick off at 1 p.m. Nigerian time. The Flying Eagles finished second in Group B with 5 points from 3 games. And that's all for the news at 4. Maintain adequate distance from the vehicle ahead of you to avoid collision. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms. On X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. On YouTube, subscribe and watch us live on our channel Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website on www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that under the Sanwo-Olu administration, 18,000 teachers were trained on their co-excel? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government's website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Commissioner for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Toke Benson Awoyinka, has reaffirmed the state government's commitment to building a sustainable all-year-round tourism ecosystem that transcends the popular Dirty December festivities. The federal government has officially inaugurated the Project Steering Committee for the Sustainable Power and Irrigation for Nigeria SPEEN project, a $500 million initiative aimed at overhauling the country's irrigation and hydropower infrastructure to improve food and water security. We also told you that United States President Donald Trump says there has been a total reset in the U.S.-China trade relations following the first day of talks between American and Chinese officials in Switzerland. And in sports, the Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, has charged the Flying Eagles to beat Senegal in their quarterfinal tie at the 2025 Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations. For contact with the newsroom, please send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. And that ends the news broadcast compiled by Mojid Ololade. I am Akan Usen. Thanks for listening and please stay safe. Good afternoon. Happy Sunday.